Welcome again to the Bindling, the show where we dumpster dive for whatever we can find and then play it. This is our second day of Long Live the Queen. So we'll be continuing with this in our ongoing series that will generally happen on Monday and Tuesday, but hey, that can change. I can make my own rules. I show. But then the rest of the week we'll be mixing it up. Tomorrow we should have a bit of StarCraft for you. Thursday, not decided. Anything I want to do, I'll do. And then Friday will be for Dota. Alright, so we're going to get started. Last time on Long Live the Queen, we picked up and took control of Elodie, the 14-year-old queen whose mother had died, so she had to take over the throne. We've been trying to learn various skills, which has been very hit or miss, and we, at least to this point, have not died. Alright, so we're managing, as you see. Not very happy. Well, she's cheerful, so I'm not sure why she looks so terrible, but right now, very lonely. It might be that loneliness creeping in there. So far, the only element of strategy that I can work out to this point, in the game up to this point, is in between your classes, you get to do an activity for the rest of the day, and that will change your mood, which will then change your bonuses on the various things you can study. So you want to shift bonuses into areas that you need more points in, but the things that what you have available to shift points is very limited. So I'm kind of having some problems shifting where I would want those points to go. But let's see, we're taking a look here at the skill chart. We're seeing our little bonuses up here beside each one. The higher the plus, the higher the bonus. We see an overall one against the top there. So we're still very light on military, we're still pretty light on economics and weapons, and completely bare in athletics. Let's learn to swim, shall we? I don't know, we still can't run either. Running or swimming. And then one other one. Let's get into some military strategy. I don't know, there's 2 points. I still want to keep cranking up this one because there's so many bonus points in this one. Plus 0.205. That's so cost efficient. Okay, so athletics, running, and then we'll also go. I'm just gonna go for it. And what was it? I forget what one it was. Conversation. We're gonna be so conversable. Have so much conversation ability. Alright. Your teacher asked you a question about made-up nonsense, pushing you to improvise answers smoothly and swiftly without having to worry about them being correct. You read collections of famous historical speeches and practice saying them in convincing, dramatic fashion. I could see the appropriateness of reading about public speaking and talking about things that don't actually matter in a dramatic way. In the afternoon, you practice walking at a brisk but comfortable pace for a set length of time every day. Except it's only one. Well, I guess this is the week. Oh, it's for the week. Okay. I guess it's a little weird. This is our Father Jocelyn King Dowager Duke of Caloris. Remember that the festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebrations for the commoners, followed by a grand gala for the nobility. As a queen, you would be expected to lead the procession and take part in the ceremonial planting, possibly give a speech. Yes, many points. However, since you are not yet crowned, it is not required, and it may not be safe to expose you to the public. What do you mean, not safe? Outside of the castle, you are less well protected. If anyone means you harm, think on it now and decide later. There's a letter for you as well. Oh, it's from Brioni. I went to school with her, but she's a couple years older than me. Older than I, Elodie. Get it right. Back to grammar classes for you. Gotta find some of those. Her mother is a Duchess of Mead. She's complaining that her mother still won't let her come home for the holidays. Apparently her Uncle Kevin has been acting strangely lately and shouting at shadows. She's bored and looking for an adventure. Well, I don't have any to suggest to her. So this is our primary predicament. We lost our friend here, so that was the only real good options. I don't have any way of getting angry. -1 cheerful. I want to be less cheerful, apparently. It's really weird with the mood, because... So it would seem logical that you would want to be more cheerful and less depressed. It would also seem reasonable that you want to be more willful and, yes, less yielding. However, for some reason, the opposite of afraid is angry. I'm not sure why that is. It's not necessarily obvious that you would want to be angry or afraid, and then you don't necessarily want to be pressured or lonely. Ugh. So it feels a little weird, and that's why I'm saying I probably want to just shift these around. It doesn't matter. I just want them all over the place, be a crazy lunatic in terms of emotions, and just use that to my advantage. So I probably want to be more pressured. So let's go to court. That'll give us pressured, right? Yeah. Oh, we got a new outfit last time. Tea dress. Boosts conversation. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what we needed, was to boost conversation. Oh. We've got like half of all of our points in conversation right now. Okay, so we're gonna add more in royal demeanor. We're a bit lacking there. And then what else? Mystical we could probably use a bit more in. It's plus 1.48 as well. That's not too bad. We've got nothing in intrigue. I thought we had something in intrigue. Everything has always seemed so important and I have no basis for deciding what's the most important. Okay, so royal demeanor. What do we have right now in terms of it? No present. We go with presence for royal demeanor, and then mysticism. Mystical, faith, divination, I guess. Lore. Let's go more lore. Screw divination. We don't need it. Not important. You practice wearing the royal regalia and looking at yourself in a mirror. Young as you are a queen of the blood. You are your mother's daughter. You are a force to be reckoned with. Yarr! Just look in the mirror and get angry and... The kings and queens of Nova have all been lumens for centuries, but in modern times, magic is only used for ceremonial occasions and the direst of emergencies. Long, long ago, the continent of Borealis was ruled over by a single witch king, until a rival line of lumens challenged for the crown. The resulting war went on for 100 years with powerful spells that damaged the lands so badly that even now, no plants will grow. Man, this magic thing has not been doing so great. Killing people, destroying the entire ecosystem. Ugh. Today is the procession and planting for the festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns about your safety, please stay here. Now, I do believe I need to start saving more frequently. There we go. The people will recover from disappointment. If we lose you, there's no recovery. I want to make a speech, but I don't know if lead the parade includes a speech, because obviously the speech is the thing I'm most confident about going well. Cheerful, willful, and pressured. I'm not afraid. I'm going to be the best parade leader ever! I love that just kind of the smirk and that evil look. A little girl. You prepare your best gown for the occasion, then walk slowly through the town with your attendants. It would not be appropriate for you to wear a sword, but you do walk with a sturdy golden scepter that's taller than you are. At the end of the route, decoration failed, elegance failed. You help the priestesses turn over the earth for the new tree to be planted. The new life is blessed, and all the attendants join in song. The procession regroups to return to the castle. All of a sudden, there's a faint rumbling noise under your feet. The newly planted tree in front of you quivers, and then out from nowhere, a spurt of water comes up from the ground, splattering you and the assembled crowd with droplets. Just as quickly as it began, it vanishes. The priestesses try to calm the crowds with talk of omens and natural eruptions, but they can't halt the whispers. Dark magic. That water tasted of salt! Okay. That's not weird. Okay, so that was, we're gonna load back to, because I wanted to know whether or not we had a speech, and we didn't have a speech. So, all I wanted to do was have a speech. Apparently, I'm still gonna be the best parade leader ever, so apparently that still qualifies as a leader. My little girl, you prepare, golden scepter. Turn over the earth for the new tree to be planted. Oh, I guess this is both. After the blessings are read, you hold up your hands and call for silence so that you can speak. Public speaking, success. Apparently I need to build up my public speaking skills. My affectionate greetings to you all, and my thanks for is it the people that make this domain great. Okay, that one was not my fault. That is clearly a typo. It's clearly a typo. It is. It's not a question. We are here today to celebrate the gifts of the good lady, the promise of fertility and new birth. Winter always comes, but winter is followed by spring. Each of us faces hardships, but we grow back stronger than ever. I just had to fix something there. Winter always comes. Yep, there we go. Now is the time for new beginnings, and for my beginnings as your queen. Your words are met with great applause. The procession regroups to return to the castle. All of a sudden, faint rumbling, blah blah, droplets, dark magic. Fine, whatever. Oh man, super yielding. Okay, so we got that. Still skills. What can we get today? Weapons, not so great. And mystical, not so great in terms of lumen. Could do a little more animal handling, though we haven't. We've had one instance where falcons would have been useful. Okay, 151. We'll add more to intellectual and add one to intrigue. We need more intrigue. Oh, royal demeanor we're low. Royal demeanor and intrigue. Elegance, and then intrigue, foreign intelligence. We should probably know what our own place is doing. I should have been paying more attention to the bonus because this tells me what I get bonuses for, like, what helps me with this. But I mean, I know what I've mostly had, so I've got an idea, but I was not paying close enough attention to that. You practice walking along a narrow rail, taking each step carefully and focusing on your balance. Until you have children of your own, your maternal uncle, the Duke of Merva, is next in line for the crown, and after him would be his daughter, your cousin, Charlotte. Are you ready for the grand ball? All the nobles in the domain are here to see you, to see their queen. Give that gulp, 5, 6 out of 10. You finish dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. Why are there stars falling from the ceiling? This makes me uncomfortable. All around, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, the ruler of them all! Oh wow, we failed everything. Seeing yourself reflected in so many eyes makes you want to run away and hide. After a moment, you force yourself to carry on, but you're sure that they've all seen you hesitate. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. The first dance is for us. He guides you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. Oh no. After this, you must choose your own partner. There are a number of men who would hope to catch your eye. The Duke of Kegel alone has brought 3 eligible sons, all near your age. You look around the room at all your possible partners, which is to say, everyone. No one may begin until you do. You can pick whomever you want, and you will not be denied. Someone's scandalous. Oh man, this is weird. This is so weird. Okay, at least we took dance classes at least once. Forget how many points. I think we have 2. We learned it twice. I'm not sure how many total points. This is a trick because we want to my goal, I want us to stay independent. We don't know enough about any foreign policy to know any implications of going anywhere with anything. So we could go with like already married or younger than you for more of a safety's sake, or someone scandalous. Let's go with younger. You may be a little too young to hold a title in your own right, but you are not the youngest noble present. That honor falls to Adair, the young lord of Elath, who is only 12 and a head shorter than you are. Next to him, you look positively adult. See, it brings up our stature, makes us look powerful. He looks absolutely terrified at the prospect of having to dance with a girl, but the little lord is too well bred to refuse you. Still, you have to be careful not to step on him. Dancing with a real partner feels quite different from dancing with your father. You knew him, knew his steps like a part of you. Now every move is a mystery. What? Come on! Unfortunately, you lose track of your steps you're supposed to and trip over your own feet. Oops. Between the dances, there's time for the guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bites of exquisite food. Aha! We got a success! Yes. 1 out of 6. You interact comfortably with your peers, leaving a wise word in every ear. During a lull in the music, Banyan, the Duke of Marie, taps an elegant fingernail against a wine glass, letting the clear note ring out through the room. If I may have your attention, I believe we should offer our compliments to our lovely hostess. Her words of wisdom guide us through our difficulties. Everyone applauds politely. As the gala continues, you take the opportunity to observe nobles that you rarely see. There's Gwinnell, for instance, the young lady of Sudbury. They've got a Junior A hockey team. This is taking place in Canada? Huh? Only months older than you and due to finally inherit control of her duchy soon. Or Adele, the youngest daughter of the Duchess of Lilla and a fierce sportswoman. She was a few years ahead of you at school and the absolute terror of the ball fields. Well, we can't have that. No Brioni. She said her parents were leaving her stuck at school this season. Her parents are here dancing together, the Duke consort clutching his Duchess positively tight. Or possessively tight. Strange that there's no sign of your cousins, though. Shouldn't they be here? Your aunt and uncle are here, of course. It would be scandalous if they hadn't come, Merva being so close by. Well, yeah. It's nice to be able to enjoy time with friends and family, isn't it? Okay, so we're just gonna keep sneaking out, I think, at this point. You sneak out of the castle to have a little fun. Yeah, we had 31 points in dance. What did they want from us? How did we fail that? Maybe it was from picking someone younger that we had to be, like, amazing at dance to be able to pull it off. Totally not fair. Okay. What do we need now? Let's gain some flexibility and foreign affairs. Agility, flexibility, and then history, foreign affairs. You learn to relax and evaluate the tension in your body, then to practice the different types of motion available to each of your joints, twisting, shifting, and rotating. 4 years ago, the Duchess of Hellas tried to foment an insurrection in northern Ixion, just over the Galban River border. Not only did that fail, but in retaliation, Ixion pushed the troops into southern Marie, and they are still refusing to leave. So apparently I'm being told that I need 90 in dance, so if I spent everything on dance, I'd be fine. You wander downstairs to visit your father and talk about the latest events in the domain. You're moving with such enthusiasm, you don't realize your father isn't alone until too late to avoid him as companion? You're too kind, Jocelyn. Countess Siren, not a member of your circles. She's a bit more than a decade your senior, far too old to have ever been your friend, and yet not at all old as noble women go. She has 2 minor titles, no husband, and your father's arm in her grasp. How dare she make a move on your father? Composure failed. Shame her with silent scorn, insult her with false flattery, trip her as she passes. Well, these are fantastic. Well, we have a lot of flattery, so let's go with that one. Good afternoon, Countess. Flattery failed. Alright, we still didn't have enough. My, what large breasts you have. Putting them on for display for any particular reason? Elodie! Really, my dear, it's not polite to comment on a lady's attributes like that. You are young, you will grow. Angry. I guess it's even more of a shot in the dark than I expected. Even the things I have studied, I don't seem to get very much success on. Perhaps we will see more of each other in the future. She gives a little wave and exits. Once she's gone, you raise an eyebrow at your father. Don't give me that look, young lady. She's a nice woman, nothing more. She wants something more. It's not going to happen anytime soon. You should be careful how you deal with people like Siren. You need the goodwill of the nobles as well as your commoners. Haven't been any problems so far. As Queen, you must be aware of everything around you. I'm paying attention to what's around me. Apparently not, we failed that test. Still sneaking out. Just gonna max lonely. We want to build up willful. Alright, so we snuck out once again. And once again, we're pretty lonely. Though that's hurting intrigue, apparently. Again, not paying enough attention to what bonuses give me. So we need more... I want more weapons. Let's just clean up the ones that we have almost nothing in, aside from Lumen. Still gonna avoid magic. Just because. I'm stubborn like that. Swords, and then... what was the other one? I forget what the other one was. Yeah, athletics. Swimming. You practice circling your arms and making kicking motions with your legs to stretch out your limbs. You get comfortable in the water, splashing around and holding your breath to go under. It is the time of year to decide any necessary adjustments to the royal budget. Uh-oh. We don't have a whole lot of accounting. We have a bit, though. The majority of the money we receive is already spoken for, but there's always some room for discretion. Really don't... failed. Really understand all these numbers. Ha! Complete... We have absolutely no idea what the taxes are presently. So let's just keep them the same. Lowering the taxes might screw up our economics. Raising them might make the people hate us. We do nothing, we're fine. I think they're fine as they are. As you wish. More willful. That's still helping out our athletic endeavors a bit. I guess it's about time I could add more in medicine as well. Still have a lot of pluses. And a bit more world history can't hurt. History, world history, and then medicine, poison. You read about the western continent Giavar, where civilization flourished so long ago that the ancestral Novans were still living in caves. No one knows what became of them. The population vanished without a trace, leaving only their enormous stone buildings. New outfit! Certain poisons will counteract each other, such that either on their own will kill the victim, but carefully applying a matching amount of the other will cure. If a victim is stabbed with a poisoned spine of a sea urchin, the spine must be removed carefully and the affected area soaked in very hot water in order to cook out the poison. You are requested to stand in judgment. A man has been convicted of the murder by strangling of his wife. He does not deny the act, but requests upon that he might be set free. Well, this will be interesting. What's his case on this one? If you admit to killing your wife, why do you think I'm going to set you free? Save me, your majesty! It wasn't my fault! Demons made me do it! Everyone knows the powerful magical beasties. They used me! They twisted my fingers into chains! My wife found me screaming. She tried to shake me and the chains wrapped around her. I need the priestesses to bless me and make me clean again! Demons that make you attack people. Is that even possible? No. Whether there were demons or not, you still killed a woman. Your wife! I won't forgive you for that. You will be imprisoned for the rest of your life. He opens his mouth to argue with you further, but then his shoulders slump. Yep. Probably will die. Well, I think no matter what happens, I'm probably gonna die. But, we're gonna roll with it. Yes, Your Majesty. Speaking of which, we should probably save once again. Gotta keep them saves up. New outfit. Boosts history. Scholar's gown. Ah, so we're getting... Oh, okay. So we unlock the outfits once we get a certain amount of point. Like, it looks like we unlock an outfit once we get a total amount past a certain a bit in a category. So there's no way to get an outfit in something that you know nothing about. So that helps out. I guess I'll get medicine next, and then I'll have a medicine outfit. That's my new strategy. Get outfits. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. What else can we get? What else can we build up? Agility's getting up there. Let's get our agilities. Get that going. Reflexes. Done. You learn that blood loss wastes life energy. Bleeding should be stopped through bandages, pressure, and elevation. You learn that minor burns should be cooled, washed, and gently wrapped to keep them clean like a cut. Major burns and scalding, such as boiling oil, are untreatable on the battlefield. You practiced with a jump rope to increase the speed of your footwork. You practice solo tennis, hitting a ball against the wall repeatedly in order to train your hand and your eye to react. New outfit! First attempt! We can play sports on the weekends. Hey, that means... Hey! Excellent. This is getting... We're finally making some progress, unlocking some more things we can use. You receive word that the murderer you condemned to prison has escaped. A large explosion rocked the jail he was in, destroying the walls and setting many dangerous criminals free. Eep. Okay, that is a problem. It will now fall to the royal treasury to repair the damage. Well, there goes our money. +1 angry for sports. Fair enough, fair enough. Sports makes you angry. We're super lonely, so it won't hurt if we get even more lonely. Let's get angry. You must get angry! That's what I learned from Network. You take to the court for a few games of tennis. Feel the thrill of competition. There's that evil grin. Now we have our tutu boosts agility. And thank you for our ongoing commenter, giving props to the questionable accents going on. Makes us more agile. So what can we focus on next? That was that one. So more medicine and more divination. Medicine. Herbs, right? Terrible memory. You got like 5-second memory. I'm a goldfish. Divination. Done. You learn that the feverfew can be used to reduce tension and headaches. You learn that the oil of cloves rubbed on the skin can relieve pain, particularly in teeth. New outfit. You learn that the gods cannot be forced to divulge information about the future, and that the most powerful omens are those which arrive unexpectedly. I regret to inform you that Fabian, the Earl of Titan and Duke of Region of Elath, has passed away. Okay, so is he old or, like, okay. This isn't really a surprise, he was pretty old. The problem is the political implications. With the control of Elath in doubt, it falls to the crown to make decisions. Young Lord Adair will not reach his 15th birthday for over 2 years. He requires a regent. So that's the guy we danced with. I'm not sure what a regent actually is in this... Oh, regen as someone taking control for him. His stepmother, Eris, the Duchess of Lilla, has petitioned that the boy be left in her care. This would, however, leave her in personal control of the two neighboring duchies, which is generally forbidden. Almost all the entire eastern border, which is apparently incorrect. I don't know anything really bad about her, though. The boy does have a living grandfather, the Earl of Ishtar, or you might appoint an unrelated noble to act in his stead. The Earl of Ishtar has suggested another possibility. You and Adair are both young, not too far apart in age. Wink wink, nudge nudge, know what I mean? He requests that we accept the boy as your future husband and keep him here at the castle. We don't... Stop trying to marry me. 14. We don't do arranged marriages. Not in my kingdom. This one's a faux pas. This guy doesn't want him, and he's a grandfather, so he's probably old and may die, and we end up in the same problem, and we're not marrying him. We could send him to our uncle, but that would be kind of silly and unfair to the kid. So I think this is our only option, even despite the political implications. Let's go with it. Dare must be upset enough already without us taking him away from his home. Leave him with his stepmother. As you wish. More sports, we must get angrier. You take to the court for a few games of tennis. Feel the thrill of competition. Okay. Yeah, we're still actually not that lonely. Hey, we can start building more weapons. So we also got... Nurse's gown. I hope I have on the right outfit when the time comes. So we're not going to be able to go into expression or royal demeanor for now. Okay, so more mystical on divination, and then we'll also get more... Military is probably more immediately pressing. And there's that 5-second memory again. I have something in logistics, but not strategy. And then we also want... See what I mean? And then divination, right? Divination on faith, divination, boom! Dropping your favorite plate is bad luck. A statue spontaneously shattering is a bad omen. Unlocked a new outfit. You study the strengths and weaknesses of different weapons in battle formations. There's a woman here to see you. She's a musician and wishes crown patronage. Which means money. Your Royal Highness. Yeah, we were establishing that we might be, because there's Sudbury, we might be in Canada, so, Your Royal Highness, eh? If you accept me as a member of your court, I will immortalize you in word and song. I've dabbled in musical styles from many countries, and can entertain your guests and lighten your evenings. The musician sings a little ditty to demonstrate her skills with the lute. Actually pretty good. How did we I don't know. Hey, someone's offering to be a court musician, but we have no idea whether or not she's any good. What could it hurt? Hop on board! Very well, you can remain as part of the court. I'll do my best for you. We must get angrier. So angry. And the last outfit is a priestess robe that we've unlocked. Military and weapons are what we're going to focus on now. We'll get another save in. Weapons. Archery, and then military. Naval strategy. You learn that the sea is not something you hold. It is something you travel across. Naval strategy ensures your free travel while denying it to your enemies. You learn how to twist and wax bowstring from a variety of fibers. You receive a letter from young Lord Adair. It's a bit messy and hard to read, but he seems to be thanking you for letting him stay with the family he knows. Excellent. We have cheered a young lad. Better get angry. So angry. I'm being recommended to get 70 in poison, but since I'm out of plus points in medicine right now is dead even, and we're not even halfway there, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep trying to be a jack of all trades and eventually die because I'm not good at anything. That's the plan. We can switch into a nurse's outfit though. That's probably gonna be more useful than the other one. More military and weapons. We're in a groove now. You study the kinds of equipment that soldiers need available, such as bedding, weapons, armor, medicine, bandages, and the tools to repair anything damaged. You practice walking while carrying a long weapon, getting the feel for its size and weight, and learning to maneuver without banging it into anything unintentionally. Uh-oh. Staring up into the sky, out your window you notice a strange flash of light. A falling star, pretty. Cheerful but divination fail. See, I just switched out of that outfit and look where it got me. That's actually a good question. What week are we on? Let's take a look. Week 26. Oh man, we don't have many weeks to get that up. Let's keep the saves going. Okay, We're managing to avoid being lonely. We are super angry though, so I guess we don't need to keep getting more and more angry at this point. Alright, we'll split it then, since I have my my chat telling me to get poison, and then I'll just focus on military. Skills on military, 29 logistics, so strategy and naval. It is possible to become immune to a venom of a particular snake by routinely ingesting very small amounts. However, this protection is temporary and will not provide any help against other snakes. You study the effects of battle stress on troops and how morale can turn the tide of combat. You study military recruitment and the importance of training and motivation in making soldiers who can trust and depend on each other. I have unpleasant news to report. Talaris, the Duke of Sedna, has instituted high tariffs and trade restrictions at the Elath border. Business is disrupted and there are growing shortages of supplies. Okay, let's help out. And the royal treasury will pay to keep the people fed. Very well. Well, that was easy. I have no idea how much money we have, but we can at least pay to feed starving people if at all possible. Alright, let's check out our mood. I don't know, that actually seems like a pretty reasonable place to be. Let's go to court. Skills. So more poison and more naval strategy is the plan. Cinnabar dust causes tremors, anxiety, and eventually death if ingested over a long term. This is mostly a problem for miners, but it can be dangerous if it's routinely added to someone's food. There is no cure, but most will slowly recover if they have no more dust. You study different kinds of ships, their names, designs, and the number of crew needed for each. You study different kinds of ships, their speed, maneuverability, and standard complement of weapons. A new outfit. Milady, there are letters for you. Another letter from Brioni. Why does her name have to be so hard to say? Why does she keep writing me? We were never friends. She says she's bored and lonely and looking forward to seeing me at Grinnell's birthday party. That's right, Grinnell is about to turn 15. She'll be Duchess of Sudbury for realsies now. This other letter must be my invitation to her birthday celebration next week. Grinnell and I were friends at school, and this will be a big event, so it's a long way to travel. A lot of things can happen on the road. We're not gonna be intimidated. It'll be good to see my friends. More court. More saves. And we do have a uniform that boosts military. But we'll keep on the nurse's outfit for the time being. And then the next target was weapons. Swords, and then I say I didn't need to switch those up, but hey. Medicine, poison. Done. You take up a wooden sword and practice correct grips and stances. The herb tansy is a mild poison with a particular effect on lower forms of life. Rubbed on the skin, it repels insects. Drunk as a tea, it drives out worms from the stomach. Unfortunately, this sometimes will make people very ill. On your journey to Sudbury, your carriage is attacked by bandits. Well, that can't be good. Reflexes failed. You look down in shock at the arrow, which has buried itself in your side. Outside, you can hear screams and curses, but it feels unreal. Your world is centered around pain. Well, at least I had lots of points to not be all that afraid. I was very angry already. You struggle with the arrow. Afraid to pull it loose, you heard a story somewhere about pushing arrows through the body. Great idea. So you brace yourself and give it a shove. Unfortunately, this only drives the arrow deeper into your vital organs, turning a painful wound into a fatal one. Well, that didn't turn out well. Well, we saved. So we'll reload that one up again. Okay, so you know what? Let's try this again and see if researching battlefield medicine will be enough. What was the other one? That was just trying to help us. I highly doubt we have enough reflexes to dodge an arrow. But you know what? We'll try anyway. Because damn it, I want to go to that birthday party. Okay, so we're going through that. Ouch. Fail. Fail. Okay, well that's not going to turn out. So it looks like we're gonna have to jump back a couple weeks. Oh well. Oops. Well, that was stupid. Apparently you can save while dead. Oh well. No big deal. We can fly right through this again. So we were building up poison. We'll stick with that. And we'll just catch up where we were. Skills. Yeah, military is what we got to catch up on. Okay, we're just gonna try and speed right through these. Mood, already max angry. Court, boom, boom. Skills, yeah, switch those up. Naval, boom, boom, boom. Falling star. Medicine, poison. Military strategy. Boom, boom, boom. Unpleasant news. Emergency aid. Save again. Turn. Attend court. Okay, what are we right now if we're in a different... Okay, so we'll do one more. And did we get that outfit for... Looks like we didn't quite get the military outfit. So one more in that as well, and hopefully this should be good. There we go. Here's a letter, and we're going to have to decline because being too brazen gets us killed. All right, let's see where our mood is. We're very yielding right now, a bit pressured. We're still very angry, though. Which is, you know, fine. More court. Alright, let's see. I could see a tactic in this game of just maxing the things that would keep you alive, like reflexes, poison, and that kind of thing. But let's just keep getting our outfit, royal demeanors up there. We could get close to an outfit. Can always use more demeanor. At least makes people like us more, though it's hard to predict when we're just going to suddenly die. And in that case, well, composure can keep us alive. So can confidence. Scare people off with confidence. You practice positive thinking, maintaining a good self-image and conditioning yourself to carry on rather than be frustrated by any past misstep. You practice sitting calmly while your teacher circles around you and makes unexpected loud noises at random intervals. You stare at yourself in the mirror and practice focusing and transmitting energy with only your eyes. turning the intensity of your gaze on and off at will. You practice using different styles of breathing in order to feel more energetic and to let that energy surround you for others to share. All my friends are at Quinnell's party and I don't get to go. I sent Quinnell a letter saying that I couldn't come, but it was her mother, the Countess, who replied. I think she's insulted that I didn't consider the event important enough to attend. Yeah, I could see that. Probably don't need to be quite that yielding. We'll sneak out and bring that up a little bit. Save once again. Alright, so we're still looking at adding... Oh, looks like that's out the door. Our bonus in royal demeanor is down for now, so we're not going to bother with it. Well, the last time before we got distracted by dying repeatedly and keeping ourselves alive from poison, we were looking at improving our deplorable weapons abilities. So we'll go in for that instead. Full arms and archery. You practice walking while carrying a long weapon, getting the feel for its size and weight, and learning to maneuver without banging it into anything unintentionally. You learn how to twist and wax bowstring from a variety of fibers. Excellent. The Duchess of Lilla has sent you a gift. What's this? It's a cushion finely embroidered with the design of a running horse. It's well done and clearly required hours and hours of needlework, but it's also fairly useless. That's nice, I guess. Well, if it's a gift, I'll keep it. Find a chair or sofa to set it on. Okay, one more round through. We'll get weapons up a little more, I do believe. Done. You learn to cut, fletch, and tie arrows. You learn about different styles and sizes of bows, long, short, and recurve. You stand up and you take up a wooden sword and practice correct grips and stances. The Duchess of Mead is here to see you, milady. Oh man, so many people. I don't have this many voices. Hello, Elodie. I'm sorry to trouble you, but have you seen Brioni? No, not since I left school. She shakes her head. She's gone missing. She's not at all at school where she should be. I knew she was unhappy, but I never expected. She wrote me a letter saying that she was bored and looking for adventure, but that's all I know. Oh dear. I hope she hasn't done anything too foolish. My poor little lamb. I have to go look for her. Well, that brings us to the end of my hour. So that has been a bit more of Long Live the Queen. I'll be continuing this next week. on Monday. Tomorrow should be our StarCraft Wednesdays, and then we'll continue on the week from there. Till next time, I'm glad to have some viewers. This has been Long Live the Queen on the Bindling.